Hey, Nan. Okay, I guess I'm doing it this way. Hey, guys. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where my chats are. I've had an update and everything is... Hey, Vanessa. Everything is different since the new update. I really don't know how to use it. No, I don't want to stop streaming. Hey, Dan. I don't know what's going on. Hey, guys. What is this? I don't know what I did. Okay. So, I'm waiting my COVID results. I'm pretty sure I don't have COVID. I'm pretty sure that I have hand, foot, and mouth disease. Oh, no. Dustin's texting me. Is there a way I can text him back and stay on the live? Probably not, but it's urgent that I text him back. Lucy's on her way to the emergency vet right now. So, I found her on my bed, and she was just, she hasn't really been herself. She got, I think you paused the live, or not, I'm not, Let me see. Maybe I can pause it. I don't know how to do this anymore. Like, everything has changed. YouTube crashed the other day, by the way, which is why I couldn't upload. It took me 18 hours to upload. It's because YouTube crashed. I wonder. Hey, guys, if I get kicked off here in a minute, hop back on in a minute. Hold on. Oh, I think it stayed. Okay, cool. So yeah, Lucy, I found her. She's been acting really weird for the past couple of hours. Just getting back to herself. She had mastitis after having her puppies, and like, she's been on antibiotics, and she's been suffering postpartum depression, like, really bad, not herself. Yesterday, finally, I saw my dog back. You know, she was actually playing, she was smiling, she was running, she's been eating better. And then a few hours ago, I noticed that she was just not acting right. Like, her whole body was shivering and shaking, and she's kind of been doing that off and on since she had the puppies. And like I said, they have her on antibiotics, and something in me told me something was not right. And so I'm getting the kids ready for bed, and Lucy's been very clingy with me, like super clingy with me. And I know she wasn't like by my feet. She follows me around everywhere. And I noticed that she wasn't like following me around. And then I look, and she's laying on my bed, and she's just laying, like, I come into the room, and she doesn't lift her head up to see who's there or anything, and she's not very alert. And so I come and I look at her, and she kind of lifts her head a little bit to look at me, but I see in her eyes that something's really wrong, and she's shivering, like, her whole body is shaking. Not like a seizure. It wasn't a seizure, but she was just, like, shaking really bad. And then I got to looking, and she had some blood on her abdomen, and then I looked, and there was a puncture wound. Like, she got bit by something. She didn't spend a lot of time outside today. I checked her fever. I checked her fever. I think the shivering's from pain. She doesn't have a fever, because I checked her fever earlier, and it was normal. I'm in on top of that because of mastitis, and you know, like I said, she's on antibiotics, and I'm on top of checking her fever because I don't want it to get bad. So anyways, I know she has like a puncture wound, and I'm like, whoa, that's like recent development. She went outside earlier. She was outside for just a little bit. Now, keep in mind, she before she got pregnant, she would stay outside like all day long. She loved playing outside. She would go play in the pond, go in the woods, all this. Never been a problem. She would be an outside dog if I would let her. Like, she loves the outdoors. But, you know, I've been keeping her in, keeping a close eye on her for the past week. She went outside for just a little bit earlier, and I don't know what happened, what she got into. I don't know if she got a snake bite or what. But, yeah, like I said, she has this puncture wound, and her whole body is, like, shaking, and she was barely walking. So I called the emergency vet, and they were like, yeah, bring her in. So I can't go anywhere because I'm on, quarantine. And, I mean, honestly, Dustin probably shouldn't be going, but she has to go to the emergency vet. So, he rushed her to the emergency vet. He's there right now. So I hope that, I don't know what's wrong with her, but if anything happens to her, like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like, she is my baby. So I'm in a nervous wreck right now. Like, this dog has had me on my toes for quite some time. Now I'm gonna check the messages. How do I? There's the chat. Okay, I'm gonna. Hey, thank you, Christy. Yeah, I hope she's fine. I don't know what's wrong with her. She got bit by something. I know her and Holly go at it every now and then. Every now and then, it's usually like provoked with food. If someone has food and if Lucy has food and Holly sniffs her, they get into a little riff, but it's not ever violent. And I mean, they got into a little bit of a riff earlier, but like I said, it wasn't bad. I didn't see Holly bite her or anything. If it was Holly that bit her, yeah, I mean, Holly's a big German Shepherd. I mean, I think it would be a lot worse than what it is. I honestly, when Dustin said he thought it was a snake bite, it kind of does look like a snake bite. But the puncture wound is pretty deep. So, hopefully everything's okay with her. She keeps me on my toes. I think I have hand, foot, and mouth. I've got blisters in my mouth, and I had my COVID test yesterday. I feel a lot better today. I've been really tired, but it started with body aches, and then a headache, and I had a fever, and then Tuesday evening, my mouth was starting to hurt, and then Wednesday morning, I noticed blisters in my mouth. There's one. They're in my cheek. So I called my doctor, and of course they can't rule anything. They have to rule out COVID before they diagnose anything else. But they were even like, yeah, that does sound like hand, foot, mouth, which is, another virus. So hopefully I can get some Mary's magic potion for my mouth. I had that when I was going through radiation, and it was a lifesaver. Yeah, Simply Misty, that might be the shaking, and that's why they have her on antibiotics right now, because after she had the puppies, she still had a lot of blood in her uterus that she didn't pass through. And so she had some oxytocin and to get some of that out, and then they put her on an antibiotic, which she's still finishing up. But I mean, this is just so weird for her to finally be feeling better, and then all of a sudden this happened. Plus, I mean, you know, the puncture wound. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I really think my COVID test is going to be negative. Dan just got out of the hospital yesterday. So I don't know. If it's not COVID, it's some sort of other virus. Like, I'm feeling a lot better today. No body aches today, just the mouth. And I've had hand, foot, mouth in the past, and it was exactly like what happened now. This go around. It started with body aches, headache, and then a few days later, after the fever went away, was the mouth sores. But I thought that you can only get hand, foot, mouth one time. I was wrong. I thought it was one of those viruses that once you get it, you can't get it again, like chickenpox, but apparently it mutates. I guess every virus can mutate. Yeah, it's not fun. My 7-year-old gave it to me when he had it when he was a baby. And he gave it to me. It's pretty rare in adults, and that's why I'm like, the first time I got it, I'm like, why should I get it? Adults, it's rare for adults to get, but I got it, and I probably have it again. But, you know, that's just my luck, getting rare things. Hey, Becky. Hi, Mike. Hi, Brian. So, hi, art at its best. So I hope they figure out what's wrong with Lucy. It is one of those things, too, is like, emergency vets aren't cheap. I need a savings account just for my animals. I'm going to tell you guys a story about that one time I had a chinchilla. I had a chinchilla one time, and her name was Chin. You know, yeah, Chin was her name, because I am awesome at coming up with pet names, apparently. So her name was Chin, and I loved that chinchilla. I loved that chinchilla so much. And one morning, I noticed that Chin was just not acting herself. And if you've ever encountered a chinchilla, they're super hyper, very hyper. They're funny. And she wasn't eating, she wasn't moving, she was just like laying, and something was wrong with Chin. So, I took Chin to the emergency vet. I was like 22 when this happened, I think. I was pretty young. So I took Chin to the vet, and they're like, well, let's do an x-ray to see if there's any blockage or anything. And so they take her back for an x-ray, and they're gone for a little bit, and the vet comes back in holding Chin, the chinchilla. She's petting her, and she says, you know, so calmly, keep in mind, a chinchilla, hi Kurt, a chinchilla is like a rodent, basically. So she comes in here holding Chin, and she's like, Chin just passed away. Would you like us to revive her? you're thinking, I'm going to say no, because basically chinchilla is like a hamster crossed with a rabbit. And I'm like, yes! Yes! Like, I'm hysterical. So they go back, and they, like, do the whole, like, clear, boom, you know, trying to bring her back to life and everything, and doing the full code on a chinchilla. And she comes back, and she's like, I'm sorry, we couldn't revive her. And I'm a hysterical mess. I'm bawling, I'm sobbing, I'm just like, you know, I was not in a good place. They felt so bad for me. They didn't even charge me for the visit. They felt so bad for me. Because I was just so, like, broken over a chinchilla. I mean, it is really sad thinking about it. Now, looking back on it, I can kind of find I find humor in the most morbid things. But the icing on the cake here is we buried her in my in-laws' backyard. They lived in the middle of nowhere. And my brother-in-law told me that the next night a coyote dug her up and ate her. So anyways, a lot of you are probably watching this right now and thinking, what is wrong with you? It's just a story. Hey, Becky. But anyways. Yeah. I love my pets, and obviously I think a dog would be more traumatic than a chinchilla. I don't know why I look back and think that I just overreacted, I think. But, I mean, to me, she wasn't just a chinchilla. She was, you know, my companion. But I'm like, I'm sure they were like, girl, it's just a rodent. Anyways. Hey, Mike. Kurt says, what's going on? Dustin, my boyfriend, just rushed my dog, Lucy, to the emergency vet. She, I think, got bit by something, maybe a snake, and she was like, her whole body was shivering, trembling. She wasn't walking. She was just laying on my bed. I found her, just laying on my bed. And Lucy's always up my butt. I mean, she's following me around everywhere. Anyways, yeah. So I, lost the challenge. The, 30 videos for 30 days challenge. I blame it on YouTube. Because YouTube crashed and wouldn't let me upload my videos. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to check on Lucy. Thank you guys for hopping on and joining me. There's quite a few of you, actually. I feel like I don't normally get this many people on here. So yeah, thanks for hopping on. Whoops. No, I don't want to cancel it yet. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll let you know how Lucy is tomorrow. Keep her in your thoughts and prayers. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.